Hi, welcome back. Well, legend tells that Australian cricketer Shane Warne missed baked beans so much while he was in India that some were actually shipped out to him. And, well, we have a similar story here. Ross McKenzie, it was peanut butter for you, wasn't it?
That's right, yes.
In Cambodia,
yep.
And as a missionary, were you?
Yeah, that's right. I went there in 1998 as a student missionary, and there was peanut butter available in a few of the limited number of supermarkets, but it was just way too expensive, especially on a stipend that I was on. Yep. So, yeah, somebody showed me how to make the peanut butter ourselves. And
funnily enough, Cambodia actually has some of the best quality peanuts in the world. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. They're very good tasting peanuts.
So this started sort of in the kitchen, didn't it? What with a mortar and pestle or something, or a food processor just sort of whizzing it up?
We started off with a little hand grinder just in the kitchen. Yeah. And there were lots of other expatriates living in the country who all wanted this peanut butter as well. So we ground it up, ate it for ourselves, shared it with our friends.
If you go to, is it Phnom Penh, the capital today? It's more than a grinder and a couple of jars of peanut butter.
That's right. It didn't take long for the idea of peanut butter to take off. And I was working with young students who were wanting to learn English. I was teaching English to them. But a lot of the students just couldn't afford to go to other English classes. They came to ours because they were free, but I found they didn't take our English class very seriously because it was free.
You value what you pay for.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought, well, maybe we could start charging them a fee, but then I thought that might be difficult for the ones who were really poor and just couldn't afford it. So we thought, hey, why don't we get them making some peanut butter and then they could sell it and make a bit of money out of it, and that would help pay for their fee for the English class.
And here we go,
that's right,
the star of the show, which is sort of your first product, peanut butter, which is obviously all over the place in Australia, but Cambodia was...
Yeah, it was new to Cambodia, for the local people at least. But it sold like hotcakes from the start. So we quickly decided, this is going to be a successful product. We went to Thailand, got some suitable packaging, we got labels designed, and we purchased a larger machine with some support. And we started producing the peanut butter and delivering to the supermarkets, and it was a success from the start.
Wow, okay. I mean, you could have, Ross, you could have sort of called back to family and friends in Australia and said, look, there are some people here in our English class who are struggling to afford the fees. Could you, support us, and sort of started a sponsor an English student in Cambodia sort of scheme. But instead you've gone down this business path. But what do you see as the strength of taking on this sort of a business model of aid and development, if you like?
I think there's a place for giving donations, and there's certain situations where people really need a hand like that. But I really believe one of the best ways you can support people is help them to develop their own skills to be able to support themselves. And I thought this was a great way of helping the Cambodian people, the young people who were hungering to learn, that they really wanted to be able to advance themselves, develop professionally. They were coming into the city from the village and wanting to get an education. And so I thought this is a great way to help them to be able to learn a new skill or new skills and to feel proud of themselves about actually generating funds for themselves.
Well, that's the theory, Ross. Did you actually see that happen in
story
actuality?
After story where young people they've come from very poor backgrounds, come to the city and worked in our industry. For example, Konita, she's a young girl who grew up near one of the rubbish dumps in Phnom Penh, and where her mother sold cakes, and she used to help with selling the cakes, but just not enough to support the family. All of her siblings weren't able to go to school because they just couldn't generate enough income. So she came and worked in our industry, started off as a production person in the production room, was a fantastic employee. She worked very hard, did an excellent job, and learnt things quickly because she applied herself.
Yeah.
and has gradually worked her way up and is now working as a marketing person herself,
Okay.
or a salesperson. So
Yeah.
she's helped to grow the sales in the industry and has done a fantastic job.
So would it be fair to say, Ross, that possibly some of the young people who are now working, for this food manufacturing operation would have possibly become involved in gangs, or maybe as sex workers, or
Sure.
something else?
Definitely that's a possibility. We've worked with organisations like World Vision. World Vision have taken people who are in very at-risk situations, they're in abusive situations or whatever. They take them out of that and they put them in our industry and give them an opportunity to learn things, gain skills.
Yeah. So it's not just a rescue, it's an alternative.
Exactly.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible. Now, our audience, might be wondering, well, this is a great story, but what does this have to do with me? and I guess the star of our show that we want to talk about today is this Vissot curry paste. Now, I've had this once before, probably a year or so ago. I remember enjoying it.
Yes.
But you've actually cooked a batch up for us this morning.
Yep.
Tell us about this curry paste.
I want something that can really show the world something positive about
Cambodian cuisine.
What can come out of Cambodia.
Yeah, sure.
So I tasted the local Cambodian curry, and I thought this is a great product, or great food. We've got to make this into a product that can be exportable.
This is before and after here. I'm trying to see that. Give me a quick rundown of how this turns into that.
Well, there's a simple recipe on the side of the packet you follow. You add your vegetables to it. There's a bit of coconut milk and some peanuts if you like. You can make it the way you like. You can make 5 serves of that with 1 sachet.
5?
Yes, so it's condensed right down, so you can make a lot of curry out of it.
So this little packet serves 10?
So there's 2 of these in the packet.
There's 2 packets in.
Yep, so you'll make 10.
And it is really, this is the mild one?
That's right.
It's really nice. Wow.
Yeah, it's a very mild.
Lovely.
The first version that we're importing into Australia, it's a very mild. So it's a family curry, suitable for young kids, people who don't like curries or hot foods.
Okay, now you just said, Ross, imported into Australia. You produce a range of products, but this one in particular, you're bringing into Australia. How can people get hold of it?
Well, it's available on our website, www.jomnin.org. It's also available in a few limited stores, but we hope in the future that it will be available in many places, and I'm sure it will be, with the support of people from our audience. People living in Australia can help with distribution of the product. On the website, there's an opportunity to order a volunteer distribution pack. So it'll come in a box about this size. It hasn't been made up yet, but it'll be about this size. There will be 5 smaller boxes or cases inside.
Let me take that from you.
Thank you. So it'll be made up into a nice display box that people can put on their counter at work, or they can, So it'll have 12. Each case will have 12 packets inside with some leaflets. So if you order one of these distribution boxes, you can sell one of these cases to your friend. And then your friend can then sell the cases to their friends or eat it at home.
So this way you get to support an important social enterprise in Cambodia, and you also end up with delicious curry.
Exactly.
I'd call that a win-win situation.
And then
Ross,
with 1 crate load of curry that we bring into Australia, we can generate around $6,000 that will go back to support a health centre that we're setting up in Cambodia.
Wow. Hey, thanks so much for your time today,
Okay,
Ross.
thank you.
Thanks for your curry. That was delicious.
Yes.
We'll be back straight after the break. Thanks.